What's good, y'all? This is the Real A-Town, and I'm here to introduce my tournament report, along with the deck list of what I took, although there is one change here that I wish I had in the tournament, but I'll go over that here in just a moment. Excuse me as I am a bit sick, but we'll get over that here sooner or later. So, what did I take at the regional? Well, I took this build from Julian Kahn to the event, except instead of playing the second Requiem, I did still play the Exciton. Now, in hindsight, my reasoning was because I was like, maybe the Malice matchup is going to be tougher than I imagined, but funny enough, when things went right, I had no trouble with the Malice matchup. So, I ended the day X2, did not get my top, and I dropped before I even bothered getting the invite, because I'm really not there to get the invite. I'm there to at least do well and get top 8, right? So, you know, I felt defeated overall, and that's okay. That stuff happens every now and then. So, of course, the hand trap lineup is standard. Instead of playing the talents, I played Metaltronus, but I kind of wish I played talents, funny enough, because it would have helped me out a lot during the matchups where I could have taken advantage of taking either my opponent's cards, looking through their hand and removing any interruption pieces, or just drawing 2 to stay in the game. The Metaltronus was only good if I was facing the mirror, and for the most part I didn't really face the mirror that much. Maybe it's just unlucky, but I promise you there was enough Ryzeal players for me to go and snatch their detonators, but I simply did not see enough. The Fiendsmith lineup overall standard as well, and I think this is a pretty good monster count for the actual Ryzeals, right? Now, for the side deck, I played this exact side deck, and I honestly am pretty comfortable with the side deck that I had. It actually did work in wonders for me the entire day, especially the meows. Oh my god, the meows was crazy. And then the extra deck, again, instead of the second Requiem, I only played one Requiem and the second Exciton, and now we'll go over how my matches went, because that's kind of one thing that I want to touch on. So, a lot of people that I spoke with felt that the second Requiem is probably not needed, so I didn't get another one for the event. Shout out to my friend Ton, of course, for letting me borrow the deck, as he was away on vacation. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'll try my luck. And yeah, it's just... So round 1, I faced against Malice, and I did pretty well. I didn't play the very best game 1. It was kind of scuffed. But games 2 and 3, I brought it back, and I was able to secure victory. It was from someone that I played about a year ago. And he was playing Centurion when I played Labyrinth, and he absolutely cooked the fuck out of me. I'm talking about, yeah, Cross Out, Called By, and Talents all in one hand, and this was right when Centurion came out, so, yeah, good lord, he had the Crimson Dragon set up with the Hot Red, and I was cooked. And so, being able to get my revenge on him felt pretty good. Round 2, I played Primite Bestial. I didn't think that deck was very good. My opponent, for the most part, you know, didn't have the best opening start, right? And even though he did have Bestial cards, I had plenty of Ryzeal to play through it and secured the dub. The Primite cards are actually really good. I was one of the people that thought these cards are going to go crazy eventually when they were first announced last year, and my friend did not believe me, but when they go off, they're pretty good, not gonna lie to you. So the match ended in a 2-0. While there was back and forth because of the forced graveyard manipulation, I was able to secure the dub and made it on to my third round. My third round was finally a Ryzeal mirror, but he was playing pure, whereas I was not. I was playing the Fiendsmith build. Game 1, I start and I'm able to full combo, and I take the dub fairly easily. He did misplay, but I don't know if that entirely mattered considering my hand was stacked with a couple of hand traps plus an imperm on field. Game 2, I go second, of course, and my opponent ends up setting up a crazy board with detonator, duo drive with a material attached to it, and the Abyss Dweller. And funny enough, I was able to break through a lot of his board, but what made it tough is that he had 4 cards to set, and one of them was a Solemn Judgment. So I was trying to find ways to set up an Exiton play, and unfortunately it didn't work out. Not to mention he drew talents against me all 3 games, so he had to have it, right? So as I was trying to piece apart his board, it just took too long, and eventually he was able to out advantage me, as that deck can do, right? And I ended up losing game number 2, and it was the longest game by far that I had all day. Game number 3, I go first, and I'm thinking, he probably sided into Nib, so I gotta play around it. And I do set up full combo with Ryzeal Detonator plus the DDD. Looking back though, I think I should have taken the chance and attempted to go for Desiree. Because what ends up happening is he summons X to negate my Detonator, and I'm like, that's fine, right? Like, he sent the Myriologic. And then I chain Imperm, or rather chain the Detonator and then chain Imperm, and then he Book of Eclipses me. Now mind you, I didn't have any hand traps in hand, at least not ones that I wanted to activate. And then I think I had one, but he ended up talents looking at my hand and ripping the only hand trap I believe that I had for him. And then from there he was able to, of course, resolve X, and from there move on to summon Ice and just mollywop me, and that ended up sucking. And I found out after that game that he did not play Nib at all whatsoever, and of course it's gonna interfere with like X, right? But like, I've seen builds that do play the Nibiru in the main and keep it in general, so I was, I guess, like too confident in my assumption that he would have had it, but he never did, right? And so that went, it did not go in my favor, I'll say that much. As a result, had I made like Desiree instead, I wholeheartedly think I would have won that match, because I could have stopped the Eclipse, and then it would have been hard for him to come back, because Desiree in and of itself is an interruption if it gets sent to grave, right? So yeah, I mean, it sucked. Like, I think I could have wholeheartedly ended my turn with a Detonator, DDD, and then summon Desiree for his turn. But hey, you live and you learn, right? So something that I wish I did was, commit to the Desiree play, and I think I would have had it from there, because the God Hand is if you open Ice plus the Engraver, and one of the 2 boards you can end on is DDD Detonator plus Abyss Dweller, or the just a standard Desiree play. Although the DDD Detonator Dweller play still ends you with the Desiree is just you have La Crema engraved for the Ugnum Day to summon on their turn, right? So yeah. Now, funny enough, I had a chance to win. I was at 400 life points, but I did not have enough time to secure the game. I was able to play through the Dweller back and forth. He wasn't able to damage me enough, and he played it correctly, because if he went even further, he could have got hit with Nib. Now, I didn't have it. One thing that I wish I drawn against him is Nibiru, Perulia in game 2 especially, etc. But no Fuolos, nothing. So everything I tried to do was at a disadvantage. I had Valor instead of Imperm, Ash, and stuff like that. So I'm not mad overall. Like, it happens, you know. Sometimes that's just how you're going to have to play the game, and it's just something that you're gonna have to walk into eventually, right? So yeah. Then from here, I round 4 go against the Primite Bestial, and it's another person. This time it's someone who's X1, so I'm feeling overall pretty good. But unfortunately, game 1 I only opened Fiendsmith plays. No Ryzeal monsters to be found. No bonfire, or if I did have bonfire, either. Oh no, you know what? I know what happened. I interacted with like his Lubellion with Ash Blossom. He Talanced, looked at my hand, got rid of my sword, and I only had Note in hand. Plus the like engraver. Yeah, it was a steamroll. I could not do anything against like 6 Bestials, and my only follow-up was the Fiendsmith monsters that were non-existent at that point because they were banished. And then game 2, same ordeal. Wholeheartedly, it really sucked because that time I only had Fiendsmith stuff. And there was a chance I could have came back if I played the second Requiem, but I looked at my extra deck in defeat and thought, oh man, that really sucks. And I passed to my opponent, and he just dug it on me, and I mean, there's nothing I could have done at that point. And you know, at that point, I just thought, I don't think it's even worth for me to continue playing, you know, 4 more rounds just to get an invite, even though I think I probably could have gotten it, and I dropped. They were also doing Edison and Hat Pods, but I was running on 1 hour of sleep. We were at the casino all night last night, and then drove 1.5 hours to, you know, go to the actual event. And this is after driving 1.5 or so hours to get to the casino before we got to the event. So yeah, it was not my night. I also lost $100 at the casino on the first day, and when I went back, I lost like another, how much was it, like 20 or so bucks, trying to double just like a 20, and I only got 42 back. So hey, you live and you learn. No, actually I got 50 back. So yeah, overall, it was still a very fun trip, and I'm glad that I was able to have a small vacation with my friends, because it was something that I really needed. I really don't like my job right now, but that's just a part of being an adult, right? So thank you to my friends Waterboy and Yobani, who accompanied me on the trip. Big shout out to my friend Waterboy, who drove the majority of the way there, back, and everything. You know, I promise, you know, if you ever watch my video, that I'm gonna take care of you soon once I get my new car, and any event that you want to go to, you just let me know, and you'll be my passenger prince. I promise you that. So yeah, no, overall, this is the report. If I were to make any changes aside from this that I haven't already made, I don't know. I mean, I feel like sometimes I kind of wanted another Bestial or 2, but I'm gonna just have to keep going on rated and seeing how everything goes down. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the tournament report, and I promise I'll come back with something good soon. Peace.